Hello guys, let's solve problem 1261 from pbinfo. We are going to read numbers, but we don't know how many numbers we are going to read. We are going to read numbers until we encounter number 0. When we encounter number 0, our program will stop reading numbers, and then we must find out how many even numbers we have read so far. So in this example, you see that we have 3 even numbers. So since we don't know how many times we are going to run the program, in this case we are going to use the while loop. Let's start the program. I will create variable x and I'm going to read x as many times as it's needed until x is 1. So there are many ways of solving the problems and I'm going to show all of them. So the first one is to use the classical way. So while x is not 0, while x is not 0, so it may be negative or positive number. So while x is not 0, I'm going to read it. So, and if x modulo doi is 0, like if it's even number, then we have to count how many even numbers we have. So I will create another variable and pay attention that you must set it to 0 at the beginning, and if it's even number, I will increase the value of count by 1. So my count will count how many even numbers I have. So let's say it will enter the loop, but at the beginning we don't know what's x, so it cannot say what is x actually. So for that reason, at the beginning I will set x to any number. It doesn't matter because anyway when I enter the loop I'm going to read and change it. So let x be, for example, -1. So in the first run you see that -1 is not 0, so it will enter the loop, it will read x, and then the value of x will change, and then we will check if it's even number. If it's even number, I will increase the counter, and then I will come here again and I will check x, and if it's so since it was not 0, I will again enter the loop, I will do the same operation. But if it's 0, obviously this will not work. But when I come here again, since x is equal to 0, it will not enter the loop again. And finally, after the loop has finished, you will print the value of variable count. So let's try it. So I enter 3, 4, 5, 9, and once I enter 0 and press enter, it shows 2, because so far here I have 2 even numbers. So this way is a little bit complicated, but the classical way. Now let's do it another way. I will create endless loop, infinite loop that never finishes. So when you say while 1, it will create endless loop, the loop that never ends. And in the loop, I will read my x. And pay attention, now we do this. If x is 0, I will break the loop. We use keyboard break to terminate, to finish the loop. So if it's 0, I will break the loop. If it's not 0, if the loop is not broken, then I will check if x modulo doi is equal to 0. If it is, I will increase count by 1. And at the end of the loop, when I finish my loop, I'll print the value of my variable count. Let's run it again. So 3, 2, 1, 0, and so far I have one even number, which is 4. Another way of doing this is moving this here. So this is another way of reading x until infinity. Like this loop will never stop, and every time it will enter the loop, the first thing that it will do, it will read the value for variable x, and then I will check if x is equal to 0, I'll break the loop. If not, I'll do this operation. So let's run it again. So 5, 4, 6, 8, 0. So far I had 3 even numbers. Have a nice day, guys.